Greetings and welcome to the Know Your Rights podcast, where we get to discuss issues around the various human rights. My name is Mujare Muzondo. I'll be hosting you for today's episode, where we get to look at the right to equality and non-discrimination. I am here representing Zimbabwe's Young Women Network for Peace Building. Joining me in the studio today, I have three beautiful ladies from various organizations who I will give the opportunity to introduce themselves. Ladies.
I am Rejoice Mtikenya from Spinge District in Manicaland Province. I work for an organization called Platform for Youth and Community Development. I am a gender assistant.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Greetings, everyone. My name is Tashinga Mtasa from Mtasa Youth Forum in Manicaland in Wonde Valley. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Pauline Sireni. I come from Lupane District. I'm a volunteer at Rural Communities Empowerment Trust.
Thank you, ladies. So, for the benefit of those who are joining us today, the right to equality and non-discrimination is enshrined in Section 56 of the Zimbabwean Constitution. And this section guarantees that everyone has equal rights before the law, with the right to equal protection and benefit from the law. It prohibits discrimination on various grounds, including race, color, tribe, ethnicity, age, culture, as well as social or economic backgrounds. So, ladies, as a way of unpacking this topic today, may you kindly help us understand how you may have witnessed discrimination in your various areas of operation and how you have dealt with the issues.
Thank you.
Thank you. In my area, in Spinge District, there is gender discrimination. Mainly, there is no equal distribution of resources among boys and girls, men and women.
Okay. And is there a specific reason why we get to have this imbalance?
Because in Spinge District, it's a patriarchal society, so there are culture and norms that are in the district.
The Constitution mandates the state to take measures to promote equality, to protect and advance individuals or groups that are disadvantaged by discrimination or are being unfairly treated. How has this been implemented in your community?
Okay. From my community, I came from Manicaland, but deep down Manicaland in Wonde Valley. So the issue of prejudice, discrimination has been happening.
All right.
And I've witnessed such a situation where I met an albino girl. She was around 15 years. They believe that being an albino is not by choice. It's about witchcraft.
So we're going to the issue of harmful cultural practices.
Yes, exactly. So from my point of view, that person is not human.
Okay.
Can you imagine that an albino person breathes the same oxygen that we do? She or he is the food that we eat. She's just or he is a human. But from my community, that person is not given the freedom to say a word, accessibility to education. So there's this other day, we're having like a meeting, from the headman in the community that usually happen. So the albino, there was a ritual that was supposed to be done, and the albino lady was told to move away from the site because the spirits will not be appeased. She cried deeply. That was so hurtful. So from my organization, we did a great thing. With the help of our organization, we managed to reach out to the community to show them that an albino is a human. Yes. So with the help of the government as well and other officials, we managed to overcome the problem.
So has there been a change in the mindsets of people, especially those with positions of authority, towards the issue of albinism?
Yes. The funny part is there are now 6 albinos in our community.
It's
like I don't know what's been happening. So I think the community was forced to understand that albinism is not a shame. They are also human. their voice must be heard. And even accessibility to everything, even health, shelter, education, even if their girls are sanitary, everything. They are also human, they need their right. So I think it worked.
And how is the situation in Lupane?
Okay, thank you. Despite the fact that there's been a progressive realization of the rights of persons with disabilities, as seen in our constitution, the enshrinement of the rights of persons with disability as provided in Section 83, as well as the ratification of the Convention on Rights of Persons with Disability in 2013, we see that the issue of implementation of the said rights is still lacking.
All right.
This is evident from various institutions, inclusive of the passport offices, the police, and also the courts.
Which are government entities.
Exactly. We still don't have people who can interpret sign language. So in the event that someone needs to access justice, there may be a compromise there, because if one approaches the charge office and then they can't even lay their charge against the person who would have inflicted the harm on them, because they can't communicate with the person who will be at the charge office. So I think although there is progressive realization on paper, implementation is still lacking.
So how do we move from a situation where we have these nicely decorated instruments that are sitting nicely somewhere in the middle of pages to actually living the life where we realize these nice words being put into action?
I think the youth have a role to play through advocacy. The youth can advocate for the realization of the rights of persons with disability, so that we see through it that the government fulfills the obligations that are imposed on them, the state obligations to fulfill and promote human rights. Also, we can encourage peer-to-peer education, create safe spaces among the youth, so that we get safe spaces where youth can deliberate on issues of disability rights freely.
All right. That's a really strong point there. In Chipinge, do you have similar issues around accessibility or inaccessibility of certain critical services by people living with disabilities?
In Chipinge, the situation is almost the same with Lupane. The buildings are inaccessible. So I think there should be engagement with the government for implementation of these instruments, also for the disability sector to be included in for quota system, like the women, they're included for quota system in the government. I think it could work.
How can the youth create more inclusive environments for all people, regardless of whatever criteria you may need or want to use to put them apart, which comes to discrimination? How can the youth create more inclusive environments in schools and the communities they live in?
Okay, thank you. Mojari, I think we are the voice. We are the next future. We are the next generation. So if I start first reaching out, engage them, we need to teach them. There are some people who are down there. They want to say
down there?
Okay, in Wonder Valley, deep down. They might not have access to cell phones, network, everything, but they are there. I believe they are there, down there, and they want to say and they want to be heard. So if I engage with them, reach out, let them come out, say the voice, teach the community at school, everywhere, awareness campaigns. I believe and I hope there's going to be a change.
So we get to be the change that we require.
Yes, we are, not them.
What can change situation in Lupane?
I think there is need for people to move from the mindset that these are persons living with disability to a mindset where they realize in actual fact that these are persons with disabilities. Disability is something that can occur even to someone who wasn't even born with it in the first place. Because disability can happen via accidents and other unfortunate incidents. So as a community, there is need for people to understand that these are not cases.
All right.
So the better understanding that the people have on these issues, the more the rights of persons with disability will be protected. And also, this also takes me back to the fact that even in constructing their houses, their homes, let the people have the mindset of being disability friendly. Let them put ramps because they don't know what tomorrow might bring. Yeah, that's all I have.
And it's not just a house that you're building for yourself.
Exactly.
A friend or a relative could visit you that would require the use of a ramp, and they may not be able to access your house. Coming back to Chipinge.
Yes.
Are there other issues or grounds on which discrimination and inequality have been breeding on, apart from the harmful cultural practices that you stated before?
We have a system of leadership that promote discrimination. The issue of some of the traditional leaders, they are there to promote, not knowingly, but unknowingly promoting gender discrimination. Like for instance, a teenager is pregnant, then they need to talk with the parents about if the teenager is going to get married or something. The issue, it can be handled with the chiefs, but the chiefs are not the ones who handle the issues of teenage pregnancies. So there is a benefit out of it. So some of the traditional leaders are still taking advantage of their leadership positions and taking some of the issues that need to be handled by NGOs, handling them.
All right. So I'm picking that there are some issues that are better handled by civic society organizations on merit of their expertise that they have acquired, not saying that we are foregoing the long-standing traditions and cultures that we've passed down from generation to generation and get to come along as packs of, certain roles and titles. How have you handled in your area in Honde Valley the conflict that comes with who gets to handle which issue, especially with regards to the right to non-discrimination and equality?
Mujare, there was a recent issue. There's this family. They accused their, it was father-in-law, something like that. He was accused of witchcraft. So as a family, they gathered, then decided we are going for Kunganga, the spirit mediums, yeah, something like that. But the father-in-law, his religion doesn't allow him to go to Kunganga, you see. So that man refused. No, I'm not saying you can go anywhere, I'm a prophet, everything, but my religion doesn't allow me to go to Kunganga.
Right.
So the issue was a controversy. It went and went and went until it reached to the chief.
All right.
Yes. I think the rights of this man was violated. So that's when we chip in and help the man to go to the courts.
All right.
Yes. So because this man has his right to religion, and we know everyone has the right to go whatever he wants.
Yes.
It must not be violated. So the issue was settled, but the man was almost evicted from the community.
That was intense.
That was too much. It was even on the television. That was serious.
How has the communities in Lupane been handling issues around religion, especially with regards to equality and non-discrimination?
In my community, the issue of religion isn't really sparking much attention.
Okay.
Yes. Where I come from, we have it's from mixed religion. We have Christians, we have people who believe in the ancestral spirits like
African
ATR.
traditional religion.
Yes. So with regards to the promotion of human rights in terms of advancing the rights of persons with disability, we see that the ones who believe in the ATR mostly are the ones that say that issues of disability comes with cases.
Alright.
If one is born a disabled person, it means that they've been cursed by the ancestors. Maybe they've done a wrong thing, and then now they are reaping.
They saw.
Exactly.
In conclusion, now I'm coming to more of a personal level. Was there a moment in time when you experienced or witnessed a discrimination, and how was that issue handled?
Okay. I witnessed the form of discrimination that I personally witnessed was the one that happened last year during the election season.
Mm-hmm.
There was a political candidate who was running for a certain post, and that person was disabled. He was visually impaired. Mm-hmm. And so what happened is this person was working for the government. The person was a teacher. Mm-hmm. So as it stands, when someone runs for a political office, I hear their incentives in terms of getting paid, it has to stop. But then there was like a selective application of that law. Okay. Those who were supporting a certain political party would still get those incentives, but those who were supporting another political party were not getting the benefits. So I think there was some sort of discrimination and selective application of the law.
Was that issue addressed?
Yes, there were so many campaigns and online reach outs from different civic organizations who were speaking out, addressing the issue.
Hoping for a good outcome from that. Notable. Yes. And your situation?
Okay. I'll take example as from me, it's personal. Mm-hmm. From my community, I'm supposed to do house chores, cooking, washing, get married, having kids. As a lady, I'm not supposed to stand up in front of men, speak out.
All right.
Yes. So it was quite a challenge.
And you're now in the civic space.
Yes. So when I want to say that, hey, you should get married and have kids, go kumunda. Yes. So it was quite a challenge, but I overcome it because I'm here today.
So do you actually have a voice in your community?
Yes, and my voice is so powerful.
You've earned your stripes.
Yes, I did.
Mm-hmm. I salute you for that. And in closing, how has the situation in Chipinge been with regards to you either experiencing or witnessing a discrimination, and if possible, how it was handled?
Okay. In Chipinge, mainly the discrimination is all about clothes, not married, why not married. The issue of marriage is a pivotal role in Chipinge. You should be married by such age, you should have kids by such age. So in my community, there are few ladies, there are few girls who are able to wear trousers. Otherwise, they will be shamed of their clothes.
Okay. That's different. So to those who are following this podcast, thank you very much for your time and dedication. In closing, internationally, there are principles of equality and non-discrimination that are upheld by several human rights instruments, such as the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, Articles 1 and 2. We also have the International Convention on Civil and Political Rights, Articles 2 and 26. All these instruments usually come in when there is knowledge, and knowledge is power. Thank you very much for joining us for this podcast. We look forward to having a more fruitful conversation with you. Enjoy your viewing.